Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. Tonight, we have an exclusive broadcast for the people right now. We're going to be discussing a Team Freeway boxing fighter. He is here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, exclusively with us, Anthony Peterson. You already know what it is. The champ is here. It's Flight Sports. How you doing, sir?
What's going on with you, champ?
Not much. I can't call it. It's definitely an honor to have you here with us. But before we get started, how about you introduce yourself, let everybody know where you're from, and everything like that.
Okay, well, my name is Anthony Christopher Peterson. I'm from Washington, D.C. I'm a professional boxer. I'm 39-1 with 25 knockouts, and I plan to be 40-1 with 26 knockouts come October 1st here in D.C. at the DC Arena. Of course, I've been broadcasting on different networks, ESPN, HBO, Showtime, Versus when they was doing their thing. So I've been kind of, into the boxing for quite some time now. I've been in there with, guys from all over the world, from 2000 to 2022. In each generation, I've been in there with all elite fighters, sparring, amateurs and pro.
Right. Your last fight was against I believe his name was Saul Corral.
Saul Corral, yeah.
And that was back in June, correct?
No, it was May 28th.
Okay. Let everybody know what that fight was about, because you won that by knockout, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let everybody know how that fight transpired, and your opponent. Definitely a worthy, formidable opponent.
Just it was a guy that, of course we knew that we could beat. You know what I'm saying? I keep it 100 on all cylinders, but of course I've been out of the game for so long. If you're a fan of mine, you'll look at the inactivity that built up over the years from age 23 up until age 37. I only fought maybe like 11 times. You know what I'm saying? That's staggering. But a lot of layoffs, so I had to definitely get an opponent that was durable enough, that's not gonna go in there and just lay down. He coming to win. But of course, I'm the better athlete. Though he was younger, the mileage and the wear and tear was definitely on advantage for me. So I went in there, took my time, just get that ring rust off, just to get my eyes and everything set for when I start fighting the elite fighters. I'll be ready to go.
Right. That's crazy that you said that you're fighting guys younger than you. Are you that guy? How old was he? 22?
No, he was like 33 or 34,
okay,
like that. He wasn't that young, but the guys that I spar, just like today, I sparred a 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid, the little kid, I think he's from Georgia. He's like 22-0 with 20 knockouts. He's 21 years old. He's a killer at 147. And I've been in there with a lot of young guys, and they all share the same story. Like, bro, you definitely not your age, bro. Like, for real.
Right. Speaking of that, because you're 37, people are giving you all this admiration. Like I said, the proof is in the pudding. You got a record, like you stated, 39 wins, 1 loss, 25 wins by the way of knockout. How do you keep your body in shape? Because it's got to be a formula, a method to the madness. You're 37. You don't look like you're nowhere near the end. How are you keeping this pace?
Just stress free. I have no kids. I have no real stress.
That's what's up.
I was at the barber shop the other day. I was trying to tell the barber, like, I'm trying to, because I love gray hair. I can't wait till my hair turn gray. I want gray all over. And I'm geeking for it. He's like, man, you ain't got no gray hair yet, champ. It's coming. But I've been waiting my whole life, but just staying out of the way, man. Just trying to stay around positive people. And not to mention, I come from a good family of 12, same mother and father. And all of us genetically gifted. All of us age slow. And we got new technology now. We got new ways to take care of the human body to prolong it for your final day.
Right. Before we continue, I definitely want to introduce the other panel members. We got my man All Access in the building. Dex, talk to the people. We live. We got the legend Anthony Peterson. The champ is here.
Yes,
What it
sir.
do? What it
Salute to
do?
Flight Sports TV.
What's
Salute
up?
to
What's
the
up?
chat. Salute to the panel. Salute to our distinguished guests. And salute to everybody that's rocking with us, regardless of medium that you're coming from. Yes, AP. My question is, what weight class you fight, and how did you become discovered by Freeway Boxing, or how did you choose Freeway Boxing?
Okay, first, right now it is in the air, as far as my weight class. Because like I said, I stated in all my interviews, it's no secret. I never had a training camp before, and it's not dissing none of my ex coaches or ex teammates and none of that. This is just simple facts that I never had a training camp. It was strictly on Anthony Peterson, strictly on me. I've been a part of training camps before. I've seen how training camps operate. We helped Zab Judah get ready for Floyd Mayweather for that April 8th of 2006. We helped Sean Bay get ready for Floyd Mayweather November 19th, 2005. We helped Zab Judah get ready for Miguel Cotto June 9th of 2007. You understand? So we was a part of training camps. I even went up Devin Haney's training camp back in November and seeing how they operate. That's a real training camp. And I never had that before. So put me in one of those training camps. I probably can nudge 35. But if we're not comfortable at 35, we do 40. But welterweight is definitely out of the question because my little body frame not big enough to deal with those big guys. Like, come on now, imagine me to be in there with boots. Or I was just just saw Crawford at the Virgil Ortiz fight in Texas, in Dallas, Texas. And that's my first time ever meeting him. And it was real good meeting this dude, man. Real good dude. And we about the same size, but he, of course, he got the rangy arms and everything. But lightweight or 140. But how I got to Rick, I actually met Rick at the Danny Garcia and what's his name, was Red Catch or something like that. That was January 26th of 2020, right before the pandemic had hit. So we met like a day before. We shook hands. We didn't actually say words. We just shook hands. He was like, "How you doing?" But my homegirl Serafina, who always been a part of my career, who always was since the day that and it's crazy because I met her when I took my first L in Vegas, and since like that day she been my biggest fan. Like everybody try to shove me under the bus. Everybody was dogging me, dissing me. She was one of the ones that was raving to everybody, all the promoters, all the managers, everybody, like, give Peterson a shot. And it was her who set that meeting up in LA because I was on my way to LA for an acting gig because I was signed with ASAP acting agency at the time. So I flew out LA to just see what I can do with this acting situation. But she was like, since you're out here, I'm going to introduce you to Rick Ross to talk business about boxing because I feel like your career, you still got a lot of spunk left. So we go out and we met at the tennis court. It's supposed to went from 10 minutes. You can kind of feel the energy. Like, all right, let's just get this over with and just be done with it. And me and Rick, we sat down. Me, her, Rick, we sat down and we talked. And from there on, it was like we took a liking to each other. He knew what I was about. I knew what he was about. And we definitely try to put everything together as far as my career and put it to the forefront so we can get this thing rolling. But that's how I got with him was because of Serafina. She the one who set it all up. I got text messages and everything. Her telling me because actually she's supposed to have left. She stopped. She canceled her plane and everything. Booked another flight and made sure that, you know, we hooked up and had the meeting. And ever since then, my career and everything been, you know, on the up.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Freeway Rick Ross. You know, definitely. You know, a friend here in Flight Sports. You know, comes in, graces the platform on various occasions. Y'all doing some major things at Team Freeway Boxing. You know, what is it like representing, you know, Team Freeway Boxing, because it's definitely, you know, growing into something special.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like both of us felt we both seen what we both can do for each other at his full height at the Virgil Ortiz fight in Dallas. Because everywhere we went, everybody was asking for autographs, want to take pictures, want to ask like where I've been, what you doing, like people touching my body, like man, you cut, like what's going on, like so we both know like we both can take, you know, this thing to a new level. Like me winning the world championship next year, you know, definitely will put Freeway, you know, boxing, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, everything map itself out in a
Do,
perfect way.
do you know the weight class that that championship will be fought in? You know, because I
I
know
don't
you're
know.
up in the air.
Like I said, if it's a fight at lightweight, I'm willing to take that if it makes sense. Um, on all cylinders, it makes sense, and yeah, I take that for sure.
What weight class did you fight majority of your fights in, or was it just all over the place?
No, all lightweight. It's all lightweight,
Lightweight.
and I stayed
Okay.
consistent. Yeah, I stayed consistent at lightweight for a very long time. And I remember Teddy Atlas pointing that out. Last time I fought on ESPN, which is March 21st of 2014, in California. He pointed that out. You know, through my whole career, I stayed 34, 35, 34, 35. It was never 32, 39, 38, like fluctuating in and out. And that's why I think I truly believe I'm able to have this teenager body, because I never blew up in weight and sucked down in weight and blew up in weight and sucked down in weight. I never did that. Never trained with no sauna suit on, no saunas. If you ever watch me train on Instagram or wherever, I always train in my boxing drawers. I mean, because I feel like the more you know take care of your body and you do it the right way, the longer you'll stay around.
Right. What's the diet? You know, what's your approach to diet? How do you what's your eating habits? You know, because your age and you staying at this certain kind of weight. You know.
I mean, plenty of water, of course. Make sure I eat my vitamins every day. And this not only the things that I eat, the things that I listen to, the things I'm around, the people that I'm around. That's part of your hygiene too, as far as going into your body. You know what I mean? And stay away from those type of things, man, because sometimes you don't know people, and it could be a person that you really love. They don't even know they bringing stress on you by telling you what's going on, and they like, oh man, something just happened. So
Facts.
go, and that just, you know, wear and tear on you, and just you don't even know it. You know what I mean? So not saying I'm trying to be off brand or I'm too good for anybody or I'm just better than anybody, but right now I'm trying to pull something off I'm going to pull off something that's very great. And that's why I think this story is gonna be special because of my age.
Right, we got Phonics in the building. You know, we here live with the champ. You know, Anthony Peterson. What's the deal, Phonics? Talk to the people. We live.
People. Yo, what up, champ, man? Big shout out to the DMV, man. Big shout out to the DMV all day. I knew you was from DC. I heard in your voice, man. I heard that accent. It's
Oh
real
yeah.
distinct, V. Yeah, V, it's real distinct. Yo, I just want to ask you, like, you know what I'm saying, build up for what Flight was saying, because I'm only like 4 years older than you. I've never been an elite athlete. I ain't gonna put on for you at all. But I do want to know, like, at your age, I know you said you had a lot of layoffs, but even at your age, like, do you feel like it's harder, like, to train for a fight, to get prepared for a fight, and even to take those hits, B, at 37? Know what I mean?
Nope.
No?
Yep. And
Okay.
like I said, the little kid that I sparred today, he'll tell you. Like I feel like, you know, people we live our life through law. People making it law that you got to be a certain age to do it. Now, say if this was the NBA, NFL, a national organization, we have a problem because you're not going to get nobody at 37, 38, 39, or 40 who can perform, and the team end up signing them or giving them a contract, say, hey, you know what I'm saying, we'll let you play. But in boxing, you can, you know, you can kind of like regulate certain things in a different way. Whereas though this would be in my favor because, like I said, and that's not me saying it, this is what they say. Everybody keeps saying the same, bro. You have a gift, like you, like bro, you are this, like you don't age, like you just Like, but far as like what you saying, far as taking shots and stuff, like I've been taking shots my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, it's like second nature. You know what I mean? I never had a job outside of boxing. Never had a summer job. Junior high school dropout. I always knew what I wanted to do. I knew when I was in class and they was teaching about Christopher Columbus, I knew I'd be doing the interview with y'all on stuff like this and boxing and traveling the world and stuff like that. So I pretty much knew what I wanted. So so I even in class I could see myself taking a big shot on TV like Floyd did in the Shane Mosley situation, how he handled himself like a champion and held on and did what he had to do and win the rest of the rounds on the championship level. You know what I mean? I visioned all that. You know what I mean? So I mean, of course, I haven't really got the opportunities to show and exploit these things, expose these things to the world on my behalf. But that's your question. No, I don't think about it like I said. I work harder than everybody. We do sprints. I'm coming in first place or maybe second because we got this young kid, man, Maximus Garland, man. He a beast, man. He 2-0, and we had him since he was 5. But he don't want to give me that work, like that real work. And I just see a lot great things happening for me, you know. And it's crazy that I ran into Bernard at the Virgil Ortiz fight. Man, Bernard don't.
When you say Bernard who?
Bernard Hopkins.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, Bernard Hopkins. We definitely talk, and it's crazy because when we was talking, people start crowding around us because he was so passionate. It looked like he was getting on me about something. And like I said, me and Bernard, we never talk on the phone. We never text. We run into each other now and then, but when we run into each other, we have some of the most fruitful conversations, man. It's like so much things. Like he was telling me that don't let people tell you that it's too late. He said that one of the things, like a lady told him, he was delusional to be a champion at 140. He said, you know who you talking to? I'm Bernard Hopkins, man. You don't tell me what don't put no laws on me. And like I said, I'm going through these things in my life, and and he just came to me and said this. So I'm like, I know I'm going in the right direction. My heart is pure, and I'm definitely coming for mine.
Hey, Champ, but speaking of Bernard Hopkins, I know like you remember his last fight. That was real sad how he went out, bro. That was real sad.
Yeah, it was. You know what I mean? It was sad, you know, but this is the way boxing is. Pretty sure it was sad that the way he did that to Felix Trinidad. Pretty sure people in Puerto Rico are still crying to this day.
True.
What happened to Trinidad?
True.
You know what I mean? Just like Scarface said, every dog has his day, except for Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of fighters had those type of exits. So I mean, even some of the greats had exits like that. That was very embarrassing. But nevertheless, Champ AP, how long do you think it's going to be before you get that major fight? And do you think you have to be a few undercards first before you get that major fight?
Yeah. I'm willing to take that underground work. Like I said, I started my career over. I wrote my plan out just like my man King Richard. I wrote it out. I started my career over, and I said I'm gonna come back and do a 6-rounder. Then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do an 8-rounder. Now I'm about to do a 10-rounder. And after I do this 10-rounder, now we can start knocking at the doors for a tough TV fight that we can get maybe around about February, no later than March. And after we do that, the summer is wide open. We calling our names. We not only we calling our names, we showing that, you know, we here to do something. And like I said, I got the right team. I got a lot of people in my corner. Not only just Rick, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's pulling for me in boxing that really want me to win. You know what I mean? And I feel it. I feel the energy. So it's gonna happen for me, you know.
And exactly. And would you repeat your record again?
It's so embarrassing. If you ask me, honestly, and it's crazy. I'm right here right now watching my interview. I'm doing the interview, watching my interview. It's tight, right? But
shout out to Blue Blood.
Oh yeah, that's my guy, man. Real good dude.
Blue Blood Sports TV. Y'all go check it out.
But definitely, man, like just, you know, moving forward, just trying to get that. Well, not trying to, just going to get that.
No, I would say I think got off track here. I was saying, what is your record? Would you repeat your record for the audience?
39-1.
and that is so
25
impressive.
KOs with one draw.
39-1, 25 KOs, one draw. That is impressive in itself. And you shape like a Greek god. That should definitely get you a pay-per-view event.
And I got the story to match it.
And the
I got the
backstory to
story
match
to
it.
match it. And everything I say is true. Even like I said, when I speak my story, I'm going to tell the truth, even if it's my own ass in the blender.
Indeed.
I have no problem with telling my problems, my story. I'm human. You know what I mean? I went through a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm
You
pretty
could you
sure
could
the
curse.
audience
You
who
could
will be
curse here.
listening to they will be, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, he went through that. I went through that too. You know what I'm saying? Or I know somebody who went through that, or I know some people who going through the same situation. But yeah, I'm gonna lay it on the line. I ain't gonna take no shorts, man. I'm telling it all. You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm definitely glad though to see you, man. Still doing your thing. I'm a fellow 80s baby, you know what I'm saying? So they think we kind of old dusty dudes now. You feel me? You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
85.
Yeah, I'm 81. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yo, keep it up, champ. And yo, man, definitely support, man. You look good, you sound good, you sound confident, you sound like, yo, you know where you want your career to go. So you sound focused, man. So I think sky's the limit for you, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, man. And we're gonna see each other, whether you know it or not. We're gonna see each other soon. Trust me.
No,
It's a
that's
fact.
right. I want to ask you a question. When did this whole journey start for you? When did you start boxing? When was the first time you put on a pair of gloves? How did you get
Yep.
introduced to the sport? Talk
You,
to us.
you can look at your calendar right now. The first time I put on a pair of gloves was February 13th of 1995, and that fell on a Monday. I was up Douglas Boxing Gym where all the world champions was boxing at. Mark Johnson, Keith Holmes, Sean Bay Mitchell, all of them stopped past there now and then. But it was my brother Lamont Peterson who started boxing. This is the reason why I really, got into it. But this particular day, on the 13th of February, I decided to, put the gloves on. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I created this monster in my head. And I remember I couldn't get no sleep that night, knowing that I was going to spar that morning and Monday. I couldn't get no sleep. I was all day in school thinking about, man, I'm about to get in a boxing ring and box somebody. And I went in there and I boxed and I did pretty good. And I like the response that people was giving and how people was, amazed that, I had some good little feet work and can fight a little bit for a 9-year-old kid.
Right. I want to ask you a question. As a fighter, and like you said, from a young age, what was it like the first time you felt the roar of the crowd, or things of that nature? Talk to the people.
I felt that first bug when I fought Carl Dargan. It's another professional boxer out there that I grew up with who was well known in the game. And I remember fighting him. I lost, but the people were throwing me money because I showed grit, I showed gut. He gave me 2 8-counts at Sugar Ray Leonard Gym in the Junior Olympics locals. And he was just giving me 8 counts and 8 counts. And I kept coming forward. And the people was just like, just raving like, oh man, you're gonna be a champion one day, giving me money. Even Nazim Richardson, rest his soul, which was his coach. He was like, man, you tougher than nails, kid. That's the first time I ever heard that phrase ever. He was like, you tougher than nails, kid. And he actually gave me this name, A+, and I got it to this day. For just performing like that, and that what kept me going to all the tournaments, the Silver Gloves, the Junior Golden Gloves, the Ohio State Fed. Like, man, my brother, we never missed no tournaments. That's why we were so familiar with all the kids that was in the tournaments and stuff. So it was definitely a mind-blowing experience the first time I like put on that pair of boxing gloves and perform in front of a lot of people.
Now, was there
Right.
ever a conflict with you, far as boxing and any other sport, or you were just straight myopic on boxing?
Straight on boxing. Like I said, I never had a summer job. I never played football. Well, they actually they let me play football one time because they was out of players, and I was like 43 pounds. The division was like 65. They was like, look, put this equipment on. We need an extra man. We don't want forfeit. Just get in there, just run around, act like you're doing something. And I did that. And I was just running around acting like I was doing something. And I ain't like that, because football was like, but boxing, I knew I can definitely, make something of myself and get some respect.
Hey,
Yes,
yo, Champ,
sir.
let me ask you a question, Champ. You've been around for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? And you see the popularity of UFC. How do you feel about that, like compared to boxing? Like some would say boxing has almost become like a niche sport. Like it's just a certain group of people that like boxing, unless it's a real big fight. But what would you say to that compared to UFC fights? Because even some of the smallest UFC fights, more people watch that than what I'm saying, some basic title fights in boxing.
Right. Well, UFC for me is like, first of all, let's just make this clear. I don't want no man in between my legs with his socks and shoes off and shit like that. I'm just not with that. Like, I just love boxing, man. Boxing. I love basketball and football too, but boxing, you know what I'm saying? Like, UFC just too gruesome for me. It's not. I haven't found the art in it yet. I don't want to diss it. I'm be like, oh
Right,
man, you know what? I just haven't found the art in it yet. Something
right.
to gravitate towards and be like, oh man, let me watch UFC, man. It's something I can, I just, I just don't, you know.
A lot of boxers say that, about UFC. It's like they're not really feeling UFC.
Yeah.
You
Like I
know,
said, I don't want to diss it. You know what I'm saying? I just, who knows? 5 years from now, you might see Anthony Peterson coaching a UFC fight. Notice I didn't say fight UFC. I said coaching UFC fight. Just from the boxing standpoint, footwork, hand coordination. Because boxing is, implemented in UFC. I've seen
right?
my girl, what's her name, Holly Holmes, do
Yes.
that.
Holly Holm.
Yeah, because it's crazy because we fought on the same card together. July 11th,
Well,
2015 on Keith Thurman undercard in Florida. Facts.
wow! Shout out
I
Holly
remember that.
Holm.
I remember. What about T Rex though?
Who?
Clarissa Shields.
I love her, but at the same time, I don't like to see women fight from a trauma point standpoint. I support everything that she do. I love her success. I love her dominance as a black woman. I love her, just her everything. But I don't watch female boxing. I don't watch female contact sports. Period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask this question real quick. Like, AP,
Mm-hmm.
could you name us your top 5 fights, the opponents, and the results?
In my career, amateur and pro,
Yes.
my toughest fight, no doubt, was Anthony Durrell, amateur and pro. Anthony Durrell, one of the Durrell brothers, we fought in the Jing Olympics in 2001, and we were 16 and 17 years old. That was the toughest fight, because you talking about power. Like I feel like he gave me a concussion. I won the fight and everything, but he gave me a concussion. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how hard he hit. He was a dog. His nickname is self-explanatory, dog. And I was like, I hope I never have to fight him again. And it's crazy, after that tournament, he shot up. We was at 132 pounds. He shot up to like 156 pounds. His weight class was 156 pounds. So I was like, I got to fight him again. Dynamite, Carl Dargan. He was number 2. He used to keep beating me. He beat me 4 times in amateurs, but I beat him 2 times in Olympic trials when it really counted, and I stopped him. So, a guy, I can't pronounce his name. He's from Dominican Republic. It was May 25th of 2007 here in DC. Mayweather actually commentated that night because he just beat Oscar De La Hoya May 5th of that month. And the guy gave me a concussion. I knocked him out in the 9th round, but I don't remember nothing about the fight. I remember, I can remember. I can remember my brother-in-law Patrice Hurst, which was a fabulous coach, by the way, in boxing. Him lifting me up for victory, which was brought. That was the vibration, is what brought me back to conscious state. And I'm like, wow, like everybody's like, man, you look good, champ. I was just waiting for them to say, but he caught you and knocked you out, man. I was like, man, just tell me that this dude knocked me out, because I don't remember anything. They had an after party for me and everything. I snuck out the back door with 6 Tylenols, and I didn't even go home. I went to my mother's house. True story. Who was the second? Second was Austin Trout. We fought in the same Golden Gloves. Austin Trout, he definitely was tough. He was real slippery, southpaw. It was real hard to catch him. Though I won the fight, it was real. It was tough. He going. You let him tell the story. He gonna be like, man, Peterson knocked me across the ring and knocked me out and did this and that. I don't remember that. I remember him being awkward and strong. I remember saying to myself, like, because his coach came to me and was like, yeah, he only been boxing for 2 years, and I've been boxing for 7 years at the time. I said, if somebody work with him, he'd be a problem. He ended up, beating Miguel Cotto, fighting all
Mm-hmm.
these guys on, national TV and stuff like that. But number one is Lamont Peterson.
I want to ask a question.
You fought your own brother?
No, just sparring him all those years is like before. It's like I cannot stand sparring him because I look at myself in the mirror, and it's like almost like he knew exactly what I was gonna do, how I was gonna do it. So it's like, that sucks.
Shout out to your brother Lamont Peterson. I got a question because Phonics had brought up, a resurgence with the UFC. I feel like, because he was talking about possibly taking eyeballs off of boxing. Don't you think there's a resurgence right now in boxing with all of these superstars, on the come up? You got Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, you have Devin Haney, you have Floyd Kid Austin Schofield recently signed the Golden Boy. We'll get into that later. Also, like I said, the plethora of rising stars and current stars. Don't you feel like is a perfect blend? Like boxing is truly at its apex right now, and is growing. Growing and growing.
Yeah, for sure. But I think everything you said is accurate. But I really believe that boxing will take a leap step forward if Crawford and Spence get this thing done.
I
And
knew
I'm
he was
not
gonna say
and I'm not I'm not I'm
that.
not I'm
Right.
not calling them out, pressing them
Fight's
out, saying,
gotta
"Oh, y'all
happen.
better make this fight happen." They're gonna take their own time, on their time. But when it happens, I hope both of them get compensated properly for this event because both of them, man, I almost like don't want to see it because like I love
Word,
both of them. I love
word.
both of them. Big Earl Spence fan, big Terrence Crawford fan, but I am a boxing fan first. You know what I mean? So I would love to see it, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year. That's for sure because this me knowing how this not only in boxing but how this world works. There's a lot of events going on November and December, and it's too early to promote something for October.
True,
So
true,
it's a lot of big events in November. It's a lot of big events in December. I can see it happening probably like springish, April, no later than
true.
March, something like that. And like I said, hope both parties get everything they're asking for. So these boxing fans and not only boxing fans, but it's gonna be all walks of life coming to that event wherever they at, whatever arena they decide to boogie down in. It's gonna be so many walks of life there. Floyd Mayweather status type.
You're right about that. I think that's something that critics, try to critique about boxing, like they waiting too long to get fights, and you got Dana White there pulling triggers to get the fight going right then and there. But I understand where you're coming from. I want to ask you. You was out there in Texas, with Freeway Rick Ross, for the Ortiz fight. You definitely was able to get a close up look at Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. 11 wins, no losses, 9 wins by the way of knockout. What's your thoughts on him as a fighter, and were you able to see that fight, that he fought against Guerrero?
Yeah, I was there. Me and Rick we was definitely ringside supporting the young kid. Um, it's crazy because I keep forgetting how old I am. Like when he came to me, he was like, "Do you play Madden?" I was like, "Madden?" But he's like a kid. Like he's a real good dude, man. Real good kid, man. Him and his dad. They shared so many stories with me about how they watched me and my brother. When they went through what they went through, the same situation that we went through, and they yeah, man, they was genuine people, man. I was happy he got the victory, and he got a good stoppage. People seemed like they liked it. And I truly believe he fighting October 20th.
Yeah,
The
definitely against
59.
Rosa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, on the Thursday.
Yes, y'all be on the lookout. That's in the main event as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm me and Rick gonna go out there and show support. Just go out there do a couple of interviews. Just let people know that I'm still in the boxing world. That I'm still, my blade still sharp.
Right. I seen you at that press conference. You was mingling with a lot of legends.
Yeah,
What was it? What was it like meeting Terrence Crawford? Was that your first time
yeah,
rubbing shoulders with him?
yeah, for sure. And that was very.
What was that like?
It was definitely one of the things that I'm going to talk about when I get on top. One of the things that boosted me up just to see. Because like I said, I'm a big fan of Terrence Crawford, big fan. I never saw him or met him a day in my life, but for him to call my name like Anthony, like what's up, like what you doing, like man, you look good, man. I was like, wow, like it's the pound for pound best fighter in the world, like calling my name, ask like saying like what's up, like man, you look good, like what you doing? I'm like, yeah, man, Rick, we about to team up. We already teamed up, and we about to we took a picture with each other, and we went about our way. And then he called me again. He called me. He was arguing with a fan over there. I mean, like it wasn't arguing, it was a debate. He was like, "Ed, come here, come here." He was like, "Who was better at the time, Gamboa when I fought him, or um, what's the kid's name that Earl Spence stopped and Terrence Crawford stopped from Kell Brook?" He said, "Who's better, Gamboa at the time when I fought him, or Kell Brook at the time when Spence fought him?" I was like, man, you ain't got this claim under nobody for the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
Word,
He like,
bud.
nah, man. But that's why he's the best pound for pound best fighter in the world. That attitude, he was not ready to give up that debate to a regular common crowd. I mean, common fan by himself, no security. He was not willing to give up that debate when he could just walk away and be like, man, you know what? I'm the pound for pound, but that's his mentality. Would he be pound for pound best fighter if he didn't have that mentality? I think not.
Facts.
Right. Right. What's your training regimen? What's your week? How do you train? Let everybody know the schedule.
My schedule, and my schedule is not law. It all depends on how I feel. I wake up some in my mornings. I wake up and I might feel stale from a previous workout. Maybe I worked out 8 p.m. at night. So we wake up in the morning and we feel the way we feel. We take that day off. But for the most part, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays we'll spar. But if we feel like we don't need to spar that day, we won't spar. It's not nothing is law. Like, oh man, we got to stick to this. We got to do this and go run out here to concrete and stuff like that. Like, nah, we doing the smart work. We doing it West Coast style.
Right. You spoke about speaking of the West Coast. I watched your recent interview.
I knew we was gonna get to that. I knew we was gonna
Yeah,
get to that.
because you spoke about because I'm from New York. My all access. He's from California. Yourself. You from the East Coast as well, correct?
Definitely.
Right. You spoke about boxing, the culture and things of that nature, how a lot of people from the East Coast have to go out west,
Right.
to really fully blossom. Well, can you speak to that and what's going on with the culture out east? Because definitely we need to speak to this for the future of the sport of boxing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and this is my my perspective of how I see the boxing world. And just as far as the East Coast, I've studied and watched these fights. I've never seen a fighter from the East Coast stay on the East Coast, dominate on the East Coast on the elite level. That's what was kind of bothered. Like, why do Floyd Mayweather, who is from Grand Rapids, Michigan, where did he go?
Facts.
Tom Porter is from where?
Facts. Facts.
From Ohio. Where did he go?
Facts.
Javante Tank Davis is from where? Baltimore. Where did he go? Adrian Bronner, Robert
Ohio.
Eason. All of
Hmm.
these guys are from the East Coast. Even Kevin Durant and LeBron had to come to LA or down south to go get a ring or go get what's due for them. I mean, there's a lot of other fighters that I can name, but look at what happened to the fighters who stay on the East Coast and never really prosper to that other side of greatness as far as like nutritionists, dietitians, doctors, and just knowing your blood type. Because you asked me earlier, what's my eating habits? Right now, I got to get my blood drawn to know what, like, I can be eating broccoli. And they say broccoli is good for you, but it may not be good for my blood type. You understand? On the West Coast and stuff like that, they got that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And like I said, even with a lot of fighters like Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson, Anthony Peterson, a lot of these fighters, like I said, from the East Coast, they all stayed on the East Coast. Every time they stepped up to the elite level, they took an L. Forget what I'm saying. Just look at the facts. Look at history. I don't think that's by coincidence. I just think that these other fighters have an edge, as far as health, as far as taking care of themselves. And like I said, I'm not never getting in the ring again unhealthy. I've been unhealthy get in that ring almost 41 times. And I understand like it takes a lot more than just showing discipline with with going jogging and sparring and having your equipment on point and all that stuff. It's way deeper than that. It's all about you having that chemistry with your team and who is the healthier fighter come that night, because a lot of people don't know how to take weight off and put it back on, especially a lot of people from the East Coast. I feel like there's a lot of people from the East Coast that's way better in the competition. It showed. It showed. Even my fight that I like to talk about a lot is Charlo and what's the kid from Detroit up north?
Tony Harrison. Tony
Yes,
Harrison.
yes. He is I just think he's a better fighter than Charlo, but I just think Charlo is a healthier, better prepared fighter.
I don't know, champ. I don't know, champ. That last fight though, he got that work. Harrison got that
Yeah,
work. I
he
don't
got
know.
no the you talking about Harrison and
And
Charlo?
Charlo, yes, yes, yes. He got that work.
Oh,
He got that work. And I'm in his hometown right now.
No. He definitely. If I would love to watch that fight with you one day, brother. Ooh, my man, because there was a lot of things that was going over my head at first. How the fight was going. Charlo did his thing. Trust me, Charlo is a beast. Both of them, the brothers, respect and love both of them what they represent. But I just don't think that he's better all around than Shorty. I don't
Yeah,
even
Tony
think.
Harrison.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think he's better than him. I think
Okay.
at the time at 154, the two best fighters was Julian from Philly. I think his name was Julian Williams, right? J Rock
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Tony. But I
Mm-hmm.
think they were not healthier than the Charlo or whoever that they got defeated by. And like I said, you can forget what I'm saying, dismiss what I'm saying. Look at what I'm look at it.
No,
All
you a
these
pro. I'll take what you say to the bank.
like all these elite fights you're gonna see, and like I said, you never hear nobody saying, "Oh yeah, I got in shape. I went out Vermont, or I went to Indiana, or I went to Green Bay, or I went to North Dakota, or I went to Illinois." It's always Big Bear, Texas, LA, Vegas,
Oh,
or
champ,
or,
can I,
or down south Miami for the weather. You're not gonna have people talking about, yeah, I went to North Carolina and South Carolina got the best training camp of my life. I never heard it. If they did, show me somewhere where they did. And I just feel like that's just what it is at this point. But like I said, like, what do I know? I'm a junior high school dropout. Junior high school, not high school, junior high school dropout. So I guess people like, what do I know? But like I said, overthrow what I know. Just look at the facts. It's there.
Right. I want to talk to definitely what could be the solutions to that briefly, because like I said, for the state of East Coast boxing, and the culture, what do you have like what could be a change, that could alter some of that briefly?
Just knowing how, just knowing where you at, and just knowing how to stop being stuck in your ways. Because I feel like my city is stuck in their ways. The way we fight, Philadelphia fighting, street fighting, dirty fighting type, Motor City Cobra, um, Crunk, stand in your face, stand there, take a punch, rock a sock, box him. Like, nah, that's not what it's at. The whole thing about boxing is hit and
and
not
not get
hit.
hit. Yep,
Let's not forget that.
that's a fact.
I know it comes with entertainment. People want to sell tickets and put asses in seats and all that. But at the end of the day, this thing is called hit and not be hit.
Right. That's definitely the beauty of boxing. For like for the youth, how can like for if you got a child or whatever, how can you get him involved in boxing? Just for like to make because how people could got an avenue to the NBA. People know how to get to the NFL.
Right.
Fathers might not know, the avenue on how to
Right.
get their son into boxing. Well, can you navigate for fathers that might be interested?
Yeah, for sure. Just go to your local boxing team, or you can go on social media, um, hashtag local boxing, and just I feel like what you said was very true. I feel like every child should know the craft of boxing. You know what I mean? Majority. of them should know the craft of boxing, not to pursue it as a career, but for that should be a defense mechanism, or it should be part of your personal hygiene. It should be
Facts.
as important as you brushing your teeth and washing your ass every day. I mean, it
Facts.
should be very important to know how to defend yourself and know how to work out to live longer. And that could be another avenue for stress. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
to work out.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to do drugs or go get a woman pregnant or
Mhm.
go wreck somebody else's life because your life is messed up. Go to the
Sure.
gym. Go to the boxing world. Trust me. You see how much respect all those fighters would be built up. Man, right after the fight. Man, I love you, man. Man, this had to be what it is, man. They gotta go cash those checks and have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all business.
Right. I would definitely like it represented because, like, even in school, like they in gym or whatever recreation, they playing basketball, they playing football, they even have wrestling, in these schools, but there's no nothing representing boxing, but that's definitely that's what I'm saying. I feel like that needs to change, and do you know what might could alter that and why, is no format and like it seems like it's an avenue for everything, like I said, and it's like you got to figure out how to get in the boxing. It's almost like it's like a closed circuit, but it's not.
Yeah, I mean that stems from it's not being a national organization, like you said a couple of minutes ago about it's easy access to NFL, easy access to NBA, because they have leagues around organizations, establishments that cater to stuff like that. Boxing don't really have something that's in place that like it have to be that way. You may have a Floyd Mayweather may throw a boxing festival or something for the locals, but it's nothing that's always sturdy like
a rank, a consistent rank for like,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, but champ, think about when we was growing up, champ. You had the Boys and Girls Club. You had all the places where there was boxing. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? They
right.
don't have that anymore. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they don't.
Yeah, they don't have these. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that, and they've kind of trying to, since the UFC has got so popular, they're kind of trying to push boxing away. It's not working, but they're trying to. With the football and basketball, these is more. You know what I'm saying? Like people like us and the kids from the '70s and the '60s, boxing was everything, bro.
Yeah,
Even if you didn't fight, you wanted to be a fighter. You feel me?
right, for sure. And I'm letting you know firsthand. Boxing was never on my mind. I never wanted to be no boxer. I was winning talent shows, um, and stuff like that. But of course, my brother got into it. So, but I definitely know where you're coming from because back in the day, it was boxing everywhere. I remember just going up and down from where I'm from was Boys and Girls Club from 1 through 14. It was different sets. Like team
Right,
versus team was a lot of boxing programs going on.
right.
That's definitely
Yeah, even
something
when
good.
I was younger, boxing was more prevalent, and we had two boxing gyms, right,
Hmm.
right around the corner from each other. And the Hispanics had theirs, and then there's one brother he had it for the young brothers who wanted to get. But those boxing gyms was in their garage.
Right.
It wasn't like a formal gym. It was in their garage, a 2-car garage. They built a boxing ring and let the kids in the neighborhood come box because it was a Golden Glove champ that lived in our neighborhood. I just can't think of his name. And he was one of them. And then there was this other older Hispanic guy. He had one as well. So it made it easy. Like before we go down to the park, we have to go past his house. And if there's anybody in the gym boxing, you heard the noise and the grunts, we go in there and we forget about going to the park to play basketball or tennis or football or whatever. We go to the gym and see who's in there fighting. And if it's interesting, we're going to stay. But if it's
Right.
not, then we're going to go carry on.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's
Yeah.
facts. I got a question for. I'm gonna list out some names, and I want to what's the first thought to come to your mind? Tyson Fury,
He won me over. He won me over.
Shakur
I couldn't.
Stevenson.
Elite, sweet as feet. Love his distance. Great guy. Great
I
fighter.
I ain't mean to rush you. It looked like you was about to get extensive with Tyson Fury. What you was about to say?
He won
He
me
won
over.
you over.
But I was about to say I couldn't stand that son of a at first, but he definitely won me over though. He did. I give him
Right.
that. I give him that.
Speaking of Tyson Fury, like I said, he's definitely a beast, in the heavyweight division. What's your thoughts on him on his next bout, possibly against the guy that Joshua just fought, and possibly even Joshua? Who knows?
Um, I really didn't follow what they was doing as far as like who was he fighting, but I know I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the ring because he has a lot of skills for heavyweight. But
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I just love Deontay Wilder. Like I love, of course, I met him personally. He came up our gym. He was a real good guy, and this is before all the accolades of him, doing the things that he's doing, like far as being a world champion and being this
Number
king
one.
of boxing. He
He's
was
still
down in
number
DC,
one.
huh?
He's still number one, if I'm not mistaken. In the heavyweight division, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, like I
That's,
said, I don't even follow heavyweight boxing.
yeah.
Like I just know Tyson Fury as a person. He won me over. He just this giant, enormous energy, man. Like he don't care who. You can tell, who care about what they say, what people say about them, and what people don't say about him. But he one of the ones that he gonna do him regardless. Like when he step into the room, like the tension demands on him, and he living his life, man. A lot of things that he overcame. Um, I took a few, pages out of his book, and implemented it in my life.
All right, you spoke on Shakur Stevenson, elite. Like I said, I just got into boxing not too long ago. I'm still learning the sport. Floyd Kid Austin Schofield introduced me to the sport of boxing, where it made me really want to lock in, and I fell in love with it. Outside of Kid Austin, Shakur Stevenson is definitely probably my second favorite fighter after I'm studying his game. You spoke about elite. Let the people know who might not be familiar with Shakur Stevenson out of New Jersey, and he'll be fighting in September. It's going to be a hell of
September
a fight.
23rd.
Yes,
For sure.
defending his WBC championship. It's going to be a hell of a bout. I believe it's against Conseco.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Shakur? You spoke on his eliteness. Talk to us.
I'm just tell you like this. The day when I fell in love with Shakur and knew what he was about to be, the day he cried in the Olympics. When he cried on the interview, and I'm gonna try not to get choked up and emotional now because
I understand.
it done something to me when I saw him cry the way he cried. He said no. The commentator tried to calm him down, say, "Well, you did get." He said no. No, I lost, bro. Like, are you serious? And I just felt like that would never happen to him again.
Right.
Just from there, I don't know what happened. I just looked. I was like, wow. Didn't I know? Then I found out a couple of years later, it showed up on social media. Floyd Mayweather cried the same way. He put his jersey over his face. He started crying. But Shakur crying was a little passionate. Like, you know how when kids, when they get a beat and they cry like real loud, he cried like that. And you can't help but to be like, oh, baby, like, that's all right, little shorty. You going to get it back. And he doing it. He doing it. I don't see nobody beating him but himself no time soon.
135. I mean, what do you think about him? You had the Haney matchup, possibly. Obviously they got a hell of a relationship. You had his name, the dream match with Tank. What's your thoughts? He did say recently he got about 2 more fights to go before he go to 135. This is the first one in September, 135. What's up there at 135. He's fighting at
Mm-hmm.
130. What could be some of his early matchups at 135 and how you see him? Because I think he could just wreak havoc, once he goes up.
Yeah. We gonna remain to see how the lightweight division, changed. The complexion of lightweight changed a lot, like the welterweight. But like I said, right now, currently, if him and Devin was to fight, like, I'm just gonna be a fan because I like both of them. Like I said, I met Devin personally, even when he was a little boy. His father, Bill Haney, all them guys was, very, very, very cool. And I'm just gonna be a fan.
Right. Okay. What's your thoughts on Devin Haney? You said you worked with him. Shout out to his father, Bill Haney. What's your thoughts on that father-son duo?
I think it's excellent, and I'm proud of him. I actually ran into Bill Haney in Dallas August the 5th, the day before the fight. Well, actually, it was the day of the fight, August the 6th. We was doing we went to a booking, a book signing autograph type thing. He was there, and I got a chance to tell him face to face that I was proud of him, and I said, y'all got some gangsters for going down there over all them miles they went over to Australia to handle their business the way they handle it. That was straight up gangster. And he told me, he was like, yeah, Devin. This was before they announced that him and Cambosis was fighting again. He was like, yeah, Devin was fighting, Cambosis again. So I was like, yeah, I'm performing October 1st in DC. He was like, man, will you come out and get Devin some work if you could? But I lost his number, so but I definitely try to get in contact with him. But I think it's a little late, but everything will work itself out. But I definitely think that duo between Devin and his father is perfect, man. And like I said, I'm proud of them. I hope they keep doing what they're doing. And congratulations on becoming the undisputed champion. Because at that age, you know what I'm saying, like, man, that's fly, man. That's real fly.
Yeah, that's facts. Are you familiar with the infamous, sparring matchup between Devin Haney and Kid Austin?
No, I
Oh, no,
don't.
you haven't heard about it?
I haven't.
Oh wow! Well, it's an honor for me to be the first one to break it to you. It's crazy you didn't find out about this. I would have thought Ross would have told you. Yeah, man. I mean, he heard him. They fought. They were sparring. And the word got out that Kid Austin heard him in sparring, and there's multiple people who have vouched for this. And it seemed to be a little bit of bad blood, but they seem like they patched things up. There's no real issues. There's a lot of respect. Kid Austin got a lot of respect for them. And also his father has a lot of respect for Devin Haney and Bill Haney, but they want that fight and they feel like they're very confident, in winning that bout. Now, I didn't know that you knew about that.
No, I
Maybe
didn't.
I'll
I
put you
didn't
up on there.
because the thing I would want to know is how much they get paid for it.
Right. You mean if the matchup was to happen?
I'm not saying like if they said that Kid Austin hurt Devin Haney or whatever, I'll be like, how much money did they get paid? If they ain't get paid no money. I really really not interested in knowing because it's sparring. It don't count. You know what I mean? And that could be something that's gonna go good on Shorty's resume for clout, you know what I mean, or whatever. But at the end of the day, Devin Haney a undisputed world champion, you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. But like I said, I haven't heard about it. But even if I did, I probably wouldn't even, entertain it. Like, I mean, this boxing, this sparring, like, so what?
What's your view on sparring? You think sparring is because like you said, people have their view on it. It's not actual real fight because most of the time fighters are going in trying to work on a specific area,
Right,
correct?
and that's the thing.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot
not
of
a full
people,
arsenal.
a lot of people, a lot of coaches, a lot of fighters go into sparring matches trying to win sparring matches. So, for instance, if I'm about to fight a tall southpaw with a rangy jab, I'm sparring him. But all of a sudden, like we got a game plan. My team, we come up with a game plan to do these things while we in the ring. But all of a sudden, things don't go my way, and I deviate from the game plan and start just trying to win. He might hit me with a few jabs. People might say, "Ooh, I like damn." Instantly, you go, "Oh, I gotta get that back. I gotta win this." No, the winning is executing the game plan. This motherfucker hit you with 1,000 jabs. That's cool. We're still trying to execute this game plan. This is not gonna be like that come fight night. You understand? So don't go in there try to win sparring matches. I'm not saying go in there let them beat you up. I'm saying you stick to your game plan, to whatever it is your coaches and y'all got going on. That's what's going to get you to that elite level. But you pretty much you yield into like I said, if you got a game plan, somebody getting out on you, you start doing some other stuff to get out on him, then you lost because that's not part of the game plan. The game plan is to do what we're going to do when it comes fight night. And you went outside of that. So just what you would do come fight night. And like I said, with sparring night now, this me speaking now. The old me would have been like, man, I'm coming to put this work in on him. I'm coming to, just looking for sparring partners or somebody with a name to spar say, yeah, I got out on him or I did this on the So what? So what? Like, what did you gain out of that? You might get a little clout. Say, yeah, Bush Khan got on somebody in Spawn, but at the end of the day, did you execute your game plan that your team set up for you? If the answer is yes, then that's a victory in Spawn. If the answer is no, I don't care if you hit him with a left hook from across the room. That's not what we put in the game plan. So that's not what you should be doing. So a lot of people get it big, twisted. A lot of people probably don't even understand where I'm coming from because they don't look at boxing this deep. You understand? So I don't expect people to understand what I'm saying off bucks because they gotta go through that shallow level first, that mediocre level down, come down to where I'm at, where this shit is real deep when it comes to this boxing, man.
That was facts. Salute to everybody in the chat right now. We got a guy in the chat. He asked me, "How's your brother Lamont doing?"
Man, that boy different. That's all I can say. That boy different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad I'm able to see him bloom into, to like the mindset of my biological father, Julius James Peterson. Like him and my father are so much alike. Like they got a lot of common knowledge and common sense, man. And they break things down to the smallest thing you can imagine. For
Denominator, smallest
so
denominator.
like with boxing, right? A person who don't know nothing about boxing, I mean, never heard about boxing, give you a 15-minute conversation with Lamont, and boxing will be like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's how he breaks stuff down, like, especially for me, because I really didn't know too much about like boxing, like how to break things down. Like a lot of questions that I had, a lot of answers, a lot of questions got answered, through the grace of my brother, him doing research and being in those wars with Danny Garcia, Earl Spence, Lucas Matisse, Timothy Bradley, Kendall Holt, Victor Ortiz, Victor Ko, all those guys, man. And he I truly believe, and I'm gonna say this in all my interviews, and I truly believe this, and I'm putting that energy out in this universe. 5 to 7 years from now, I think he'll be one of the best trainers, undisputedly, that's out there. He gonna be on his Dirk James.
Right. So salute. So what's next for you, Anthony Peterson? Let everybody know what are you eyeing next? What can the people expect?
People can expect fireworks from me October 1st here at the DC Arena, at the DC Sports and Entertainment Arena, where the Mystics play at. It's on a Saturday night. Doors open at 5. I have tickets for sale. I'm coming off a 6-round TKO, 6-round KO victory in the same place, but it's gonna be a different face. And I'm coming.
Right.
Come to show how internal my youth is, and I'm coming to get mine.
Right. Somebody in the chat asked me, "Are you still working with Barry Hunter?"
No, I'm not working with Barry Hunter, but it's all love. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, and I got no bad blood towards him or, dog him in interviews and nothing like, and shout out to the Headbangers and congratulations to the Headbangers for Nasheed and Quincy for winning the Golden Gloves. They just both made history, actually. I think it's never been two guys from DC at the same time winning a Golden Glove. So that's one for Nasheed and one for Q. 2022. One for me, one for you. And I got mine on deck too, baby. This is 20 years ago. But definitely I'm not working with Barry no more though, but it's all love at the Headbangers camp.
Right. Salute. So do you have any shout outs you want to shout out AP?
Yeah, I want to shout out my homegirl, Serafina. I want to shout out my homeboy Tony Wagner and my boy Anthony Powell. I want to shout out Freeway Ricky, Lamont Peterson, and my whole followers on Instagram. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for always loving me. Thank you for always supporting me when I'm down. Thank you for always liking my little corny jokes, my little crunchy ass laugh. Thank you for always just being there, support. And I got a lot of stuff coming, so keep your eyes open. I'm coming.
Word, champ. Feel you. Following you too, champ.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where can the people find you on social media?
You can find me on social media, Peterson Anthony Peterson backwards. Peterson Anthony 808. I use 808 because that's my favorite number. 808 is internal. There's no outlet. 808. Peterson Anthony 808. Follow me. You can get you get you a laugh in. You get educated, get motivated, and that's that on that.
Right. Listen, AP champ, this has been a hell of a encounter with us. I hope this is the start of an amazing partnership between us, you know, here at Flight Sports, you know, and yourself, you know, obviously Team Freeway Boxing. I want to let you know that the door is open for you. And if there's anything that we can do at our level, we're willing to do it tonight. You know, feel free, you know, reach out to All Access, myself. You know, we like I said, we willing to, we ready to get to work. You know, it's Flight Sports TV. It's just been an honor to have you tonight, sir.
Man, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Right.
Yeah,
We got All Access, Phonics. You want to have any closing remarks?
Nah, just thank you, Champ, for coming on, man. I like to hear your insight, man. Yo, you got a brilliant boxing mind, bro. And I definitely supporting, bro. And I wish you luck, man.
Man,
on the rest of your
I
fight, bro.
can't tell you how much that warmed my heart, bro. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep. That's gonna be one of the voices that I hear when I'm grinding, doing the extra miles and doing my extra work. That's gonna be that fire that keep me going. So appreciate it, bro.
Thank
No
you.
doubt.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you the same here as well. You know, talking to you people like yourself, you know, you keep the fire growing in myself. You know, this is an honor. I don't want you to think that this is. I'm talking to a professional boxer. You know, this is serious business for me. You know, and this has been an honor, man. Like I said, this is just the beginning, man. You know, keep going, champ. We rooting for you.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, anytime y'all want to bring me back on, especially closer to this event, we 36 nights out from the night, so it'll be 5 weeks from this Saturday. So say about 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, like we getting close. Y'all can definitely check my temperature and where I'm at,
Word.
and everything. So we definitely gonna connect though.
That's a
Right.
fact.
All Access. Do you have any closing remarks? Look like he has some.
Yes, the only last thing I would like to say is who was the last champ from DC?
You said the last
In
champ
any
from
weight
DC?
class.
Gary Russell.
Yes.
And true story, we used to stuff him
Year
in
weight
duffel
class.
bags. Yeah, we used to stuff him in duffel bags and sneak him in tournaments. He used to beat all the kids he was older than. True story. Good dude. Him and his whole family. They rest in peace to Davon Drayton. Was one of my best friends in boxing. We fought each other 4 times, split 2-2. That's my guy. The whole Russell family. I mess with all the boys.
Hey, is this Gary Russell or Gary Antoine Russell?
It's all Garys, but they all got this. Gary
Yeah,
Russell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Gary Antonio Russell.
Yeah.
And it's Gary Davon. His name Davon Drayton. I think he had a different mother, and that's why he had the last name. But he was a sharp boy. Ask about him. Davon Drayton was a good, hell of a fighter. But yeah, shout out to the Russell boys, man. To the Garys.
Yeah, they on their way too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
AP, we about to get up out of here, man. It's been an honor to have you.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Y'all be easy now.
All right.
Peace, champ. Be safe, champ.
You know it.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.